Hello, my name's Hemingway Jones. Welcome to the channel. So I've been giving a lot of thought about how many fountain pens I really need, thinking more about my collection as being curated, how each pen has a function and a purpose, and of course there's always going to be those pens that I buy just because I love them or they attract my eye, but nevertheless, thought it'd be an interesting thought experiment to distill down exactly how many fountain pens I would actually need. So I came up with a list of the only 5 fountain pens that you really need. Okay, my first choice is a daily writer. Now, for your daily writer pen, it could really be anything, but I think there's a perfect balance for a daily writer. Follow me for a second. I think a pen that's too expensive or too grand, it starts to wear on you. You start to worry about hurting it or subjecting it to damage as you carry it around with you to work, to school, on vacation, everywhere else that you go. But a daily writer should also have some of the characteristics of a more luxurious pen, because this is a pen that you can grab and be inspired and write day in and out. And each time you pick it up, you're impressed with it. It beguiles you, it inspires you, it gets you writing and thinking and flowing and doing your best work. Okay? So my choice for this, for me personally, is a pen that's becoming a bit tougher to find. I've noticed it's starting to disappear from the store shelves, and that gives me a little bit of anxiety because I just discovered this brand. This is the DeFi from St. Dupont. I adore this fountain pen, and for so many reasons. It truly fits into that perfect space between luxury and a workhorse fountain pen. And why? It's very tough. This pen is made from beautiful lacquer and palladium, I think in this case. I don't actually have a spec sheet for this one, but I know how they were made and which materials they were made. It is bracketed between this beautiful shiny palladium and the black Chinese lacquer. Beautiful materials, but also very tough materials. Sure, you could scratch it up a bit, but that's not really going to hold back your enjoyment of this pen. Another reason why it's a fantastic daily writer is it fits into almost any scenario that you're likely to find yourself. It's beautiful and seamless in a work environment. One of those pens that doesn't scream for attention. It has a quieter aura about it. It has a lot of presence and it's interesting and it's a beautiful design, but it doesn't scream "look at me" by waving around a glacial star or anything. It's just a beautiful, luxurious pen that's a bit under the radar. But also the design, it's streamlined, it's pretty, it's just really nice. But that's the aesthetics, okay? The important thing about a daily pen is how does it write? And this one writes magnificently with a steel nib that would make you think it's gold. It is so smooth, so lush, and has this sense of precision about it. That's what I love about St. Dupont. It just writes so perfectly with an unending flow of ink and a beautiful feel on the page. That nib just traces fantastic letters and words, uninterrupted, beautiful flow. I enjoy writing with this pen. So for me, my first choice for a daily writer is the St. Dupont D5, but I can suggest some others that fit into this category as well. A Waterman Carène would be brilliant for this. Not so dear that if something happened to it, it would be absolutely devastating. A Carène could be had for $217. Brilliant, brilliant pen. Something like a Lamy 2000 would also be absolutely brilliant. A daily writer should inspire you, but shouldn't be so precious that you're more concerned with its safety than writing with it and doing your best work. My next category is a beater fountain pen. Now this is the one that you grab because you don't have to worry about it at all. You can pretty much subject it to any sort of condition, and it's not so expensive that if something were to happen with it, you would be absolutely heartbroken and devastated. So some of my runner-ups in this category would be something like a Pilot Metropolitan, which is a beautiful writer, really nice looking pen. It's around the $20-something mark. If something happens to it, that's okay. Or how about the Hungdian M2, an absolutely brilliant, tough pen that is very affordable, also around $20 US, and just is a superb writer. All great choices, but for me, I have to go with the classic, the Lamy Safari. Ah, yes. Wolfgang Fabian's 1980s masterpiece in ABS plastic. I adore the Lamy Safari for so many reasons, not the least of which is Lamy produces some of my favorite inexpensive nibs. They're easy to swap out, they're easy to clean, but their stub nib, that 1.1 nib they call their calligraphy nib, is one of my favorite writers out of any nib available. It just is. And it's because the product of my writing looks stupendous with it. And that's what keeps me coming back to the Lamy Safari each time. I also appreciate that it's a very light pen. It's very easy to carry because it doesn't weigh much. It's also a full-size pen. It's quite long, in fact. It's easy to write with unposted, but there's no reason not to post this one. You don't have to worry about scratches and things. This pen was designed to be used. This pen is beautiful in its sort of squareness. Sleek in a flat way. Very charming clip. This Claus Oldenburg style oversized paper clip of a clip that's on this cap that works beautifully. I know it can be a little divisive, but personally I love little touches like this. And what would the Lamy Safari be without that clip? Now the grip is ergonomic. It's designed for your fingers to hold it in the perfect posture. That can be a little decisive too. If you're someone who likes to wrap your fingers around the grip, this pen may not be for you. And I actually am surprised there's not an OEM manufacturer out there that's making cylindrical grips for Lamy Safaris. I think they do quite well. But I don't mind that grip. It works for me. And Lamy is a beautiful design icon that just works with precision, with intention, and it's a pen that I can beat up, throw in my bag, throw in my Jeep, bring to the office, leave it there, have different versions of it stashed here and there. I never get tired of a Lamy Safari, and especially that absolutely brilliant 1.1 millimeter calligraphy style nib of theirs. My writing just looks so good with it. It just really inspires me. So is the Lamy Safari the ultimate beater fountain pen? Let me know in the comments. Well, where are we going next? Our next type of pen that I honestly feel that you need is something impressive. This is something that delights your eye, that inspires you, beguiles you with its beauty, with the way it writes, and has an incredible performance. This would be more of a luxury category or a nearly luxury category. I would probably also put the Watchman Karen in this category because I love that fountain pen. And honestly, I think everyone should own a Watchman Karen, but that's not my choice here. No. My choice here for an impressive fountain pen is probably one of the most perfect fountain pens I can envision. Has anyone guessed it yet? Well, it's the Pilot Custom 823. Yes, the vac fill masterpiece from Pilot with that absolutely glorious nib. So much of this fountain pen is in that nib. The perfect balance between feedback and smoothness. Oh, The way this thing writes is absolutely exquisite. And like many impressive pens, it's that experience that you're paying for. There's nothing else out there quite like the Pilot Custom 823 in how that nib feels. And that's what you're paying that some 350 or so US dollars at the time of filming for. It's just such a great feeling. It's such a great writing experience. It's also has so much ink. The vac fill does a brilliant job. I fill this pen, I feel like it's filled enough for months of writing. And each time you look at it, the nib is so pretty and reflects the light brilliantly. And I like that sometimes. Sometimes I want to be dazzled. Sometimes I want to be beguiled by my fountain pens. And sure, you could carry a Montblanc 149 this same category, but you're going to worry about that pen far more than the Pilot Custom 823. That pen is portable, it's great for traveling, but it is so impressive, so beautiful, and gives you such an incredible writing experience. I could say so much more about this pen, and if I did, it wouldn't be enough. It is just that good that if you own the Pilot Custom 823, yes, it's true. You can buy other pens, but you really don't have to. You get this unique, interesting, fantastic, inspiring writing experience. I adore this pen. Can you tell? You know, it's funny, as I'm recording this, I actually thought of another pen that you might need, another category. I'm going to add it at the end. My next fountain pen that I feel you need is something with a very interesting and expressive nib. What do I mean by this? Well, it could be a Lamy Safari's 1.1 calligraphy nib that makes my handwriting look brilliant. It could be something like a Sailor Music nib. That would be really interesting. I wish I owned one. But what I chose for this section is something that's very accessible. And this is the Fountain Pen Revolution Himalaya and its Ultra Flex nib. I adore the nib on this fountain pen. I'd say it's roughly comparable with the calligraphy nib on my Montblanc 146. And that's amazing considering that pen is $900 and so, and the FPR is about $35 and often goes on sale with a buy one, get one half off. It's brilliant. I also love drawing with this fountain pen. And you really need a fountain pen to draw. I guess that could have been another category. But nevertheless, a creative, interesting nib that helps you in making your writing a bit more expressive. Now, I am not the best flex writer. I'm certainly no calligrapher, and my handwriting is marginal at best. But I do try, and sometimes I like to write very fancy as if it's on an invitation for a wedding or some sort of medieval proclamation. It's a lot of fun. I do find it to be a bit exhausting after a while, no matter how nice a nib is. But nevertheless, this one just gives you brilliant line variation. It flexes easily. The feed is very nice. It keeps up with your writing. If you have a rhythm to your writing, it'll provide all the ink you need for all the expressiveness that you want to do. Plus, this pen is really pretty. It's well made, it's well balanced. The materials are beautiful and have a lot of depth. Fountain Pen Revolution just uses beautiful acrylics and eye-catching colors and patterns. They are really beautiful and they just feel like they're more expensive than what they cost. But for expressiveness, for interesting writing, it's hard to beat that Ultra Flex nib. It's absolutely brilliant. The other thing that's really nice about these pens is that they're not so dear that you would hesitate in putting sheen or shimmer inks into them. And if you're flexing, it's a lot of fun to have some shimmer in your flex, because it makes those broad strokes that much more interesting and decorative as you write. I feel like everyone wants to be creative when you write. Sometimes you want it to be very, very apparent that you're not using a roller ball, you're not using a ballpoint, you're using a fountain pen, a beautiful tuned, high-level writing instrument that's capable of doing amazing things, including incredible line variation. So everyone needs a creative nib for that kind of writing and for those days when you're feeling very, very extravagant. It's a lot of fun with the fountain pen revolution Himalaya, and it's truly a brilliant pen at an incredible price point. My next choice for a pen that I feel you need, and if you don't have one of these, you really do need one. See, we have over 100 years of fountain pen production to choose from. You don't have to always buy something new. You can maybe pick up a Parker 51 from the 1950s. That would be interesting. How about an early Mont Blanc, when they weren't so much a luxury pen, but they made good, reliable, mid-level pens? Something like that from the 60s would be interesting, sure. So what am I getting at here? Well, you need to pick up a vintage fountain pen, because in vintage fountain pens, there are unique characteristics you just can't find in modern pens. And I'm talking about everything from the materials to the metallurgy in their nibs. Some of these vintage nibs are extraordinary, and the one I'm going to suggest to you, which is my pick, is the Waterman 5. I love the Waterman 5. And why? It's not so much the namesake of a Waterman 52. So the Waterman 5 tends to be a bit more affordable. This is a fountain pen with a flex nib that could be had for around $200+. And that's pretty great. It's made of fantastic and interesting materials. It's flexy, it's interesting, and it has about 100 years of wear on it that makes the writing from it that much more distinctive. And the more of these you pick up, you find that they're a bit worn in, but it gives a character to the writing, and it looks sort of vintagey when you write with it. And that's one of the things I really adore. When I first got into fountain pens, it was because I wanted my handwriting to look more old-fashioned and interesting, the way my grandparents did. Well, there's so much that goes into that. And some of it is that nib, that flexibility. And it has it in casual handwriting to just give an interesting quality. Now, this pen is a lever fill, and I do find my lever fills are only good for a few years before they need to go somewhere to get a new bladder replaced, sadly. They just seem to wear out on me. It must be something I'm doing. But I do adore these pens. I like the thinness and the elegance of them as well. They just feel really good to write with. They definitely feel as if they are heirlooms from another time, but they haven't lost their utility. And if you think about it, it's absolutely amazing that these pens that were designed not really to last 100 years, but here they are, still going strong, still producing some of the most interesting lines and line variations that you can find, and still available at a price that's probably multiples on what they sold for. They probably sold for $3 and now they go for $200. But they're a lot less than buying some inferior pens that are more expensive than them. So vintage pens give you a lot of charm. And there's other things you could choose too. There's brilliant British pens. The vintage Conway Stewarts are amazing. There's incredible other American pens, vintage Schaeffers, there's snorkel fills. There's so much variation, so many interesting designs. We have 100 years of fountain pens, my friends. You don't have to buy a new model all the time. You can choose from those incredible, beautiful writers and icons of the past. Well, we've reached our 5, but in typical Hemingway Jones fashion, we're going to push on because I had a few more ideas while I was recording. And hey, that's how inspiration works. It sometimes strikes you in the middle of doing something. So another pen that I feel you need is a fountain pen to give away. Yes. How many times do you want someone to experience all the joy of writing with a fountain pen that you feel, and you need a pen to give to them? Well, my choice for this is the Pilot Kakuno. Why? It writes fantastic, and it has this anthropomorphic character to it, with these beautiful nibs that are winking and smiling back at you. If you really want someone to bond with a fountain pen, why not have it smiling at them while they write? It's just a charming kawaii style fountain pen that is beautifully manufactured to write amazingly. It has beautiful colors and all sorts of different variations that would inspire anyone to write with it and to keep it close at hand when they're doing their work. And plus, it's not that expensive that if you're giving quite a few of them away, it hurts you too badly in the pocketbook. But I adore this pen. I love cute things. This truly is cute. I know I personally have a hard time holding on to these pens. They're often going to my daughters or some friends of the family, but I do love the Pilot Kakuno, and I think it's an absolute brilliant way to get someone inspired and into fountain pens. I just love it so much. Another pen that I feel like you probably need is a desk pen. This is something that you can keep at home, that's really pretty, that maybe you don't want to bring out into the sunlight, into the great scary outdoors where it could get damaged or hurt. This is all of your Mont Blancs, your high-end luxury pens, some Viscontis perhaps if you don't want to mess up the nib on your Homo sapiens if it's not messed up already. This would certainly be a pen like my Mont Blanc Bohème, which is always on my desk. That pen is a lot of fun. I do take it out, but it's a little crazy. It takes a while to assemble it. So there is that. It does make it a perfect desk pen. These are your statement pieces, your collector pieces, the things you love, but maybe you're worried about them and you don't want them to get hurt. Like a Pilot Custom Urushi, perhaps. I worry about that pen, but I still take it out. I'm just crazy like that. Anyway, these were my picks for fountain pens that I feel like you need. Do you have some suggestions as well? Maybe some new categories I may have missed? Let me know in the comments. That's where the conversation never ends. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'd love to have you along on this journey with me. And if you could maybe recommend it to someone else who you think might enjoy it, I'd appreciate that as well. And I also have membership available. We have a pen pal program for Illuminati and Cognoscenti members. So you can write letters to each other, have a fun pen pal group. That would be great. So I make new videos all the time, and I have a live show as well. So I can promise you we will see each other very, very soon, further up the road. So take care, and thank you for watching.